Today is National Love Your Red Hair Day, and if you have crimson locks, then you know it can take some extra maintenance to keep your hair healthy. We're joined now by local hairstylist Julia Moreland, who has advice to care for red hair along with tips for anyone who wants to dye their hair red for the season. Thanks for being here this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, tell us who you have with you, and then tell us, do natural redheads require extra maintenance when it comes to caring for their manes?
Yeah, so this is my guest, Kayla Suarez, and I always recommend having a good leave-in conditioner in your hair because red hair tends to be more coarse and more thick. So it tends to be more dry. So a leave-in conditioner is going to be your best friend in maintaining that moisture in your hair. Also, another good idea to kind of stay away from the heat styling tools is you'll want to maybe braid your hair at night. That's going to keep it from getting too many split ends, too many tangles while you sleep. And then when you wake up in the morning, you can take the braids out and you get these beautiful little beach waves here, just like this. Super simple, and all you got to do is just spray maybe a texturizing sea salt spray in there. And just kind of do something like this, spray a little on there and scrunch it up a little bit. And then you get that beautiful beach wave vibe that everybody's dying to have. So.
Okay, very good. Now, I want to point out that Julia and her guests, they're wearing masks because that's part of salon policy right now when you're doing hair inside. Now, I'm wondering, when we're talking about red hair, I mean, is it really different, however that hair is made up, than people with other colors of hair? I mean, does cool temperature affect people who are natural redheads differently?
I would say no matter what, you always want to wash your hair with cooler water than with warm water, just to help keep in color in there. If it's dyed red hair, if it's natural red hair, same thing. It's just healthier to have that cool water on there rather than hot water.
And what about dyeing it? If you already have natural red hair, should you avoid any kind of hair dyes?
So what I've seen happen a lot is a lot of times people will come in and they'll want to get like highlights or lowlights, which I think is a great idea because you still keep that red color in there, but then you also get a little bit of highlight to either brighten it up for the summer, or you can do a low light just to break up some of that dimension and give you a little bit more dimension in it rather than just a solid color. So yeah.
Okay. And how easy, if you're not a natural redhead but you want to go red, how easy would that be if you're a natural blonde or brunette?
So for blondes, it's a lot easier because a lot of times you just have to add in the red pigment. Whereas if you're brown hair or black hair, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. You'll have to pre-lighten the hair a lot of times and then go back in and add in the pigmentation. So that would be a double process. And that could also be a little bit more damaging for your hair. So you always want to keep that in mind when you're choosing what you want to do.
Well, there's something about red hair. I mean, the color can be so pretty and bright. And obviously, you know, not everyone in the world has red hair. It's kind of like a small percentage. Do you need to get someone professional to help you if you're thinking about dyeing it? Or what if you just use a box dye?
Oh, I always strongly recommend against box dyes. Always go professional. The thing about box dyes is they have a lot of harsh chemicals in them that are actually very damaging for your hair. A lot of times they have a higher developer, so that's also going to be more damaging. And you never really can guarantee the solid outcome of when you're using a box dye as to professional color. You can pretty much guarantee what you're going to get. So I always recommend professional color.
And Julia, what do you say about maintenance? Can you do the touch-ups routinely? Do you need to give your hair a break from time to time? I guess we're talking about if you're not a natural redhead.
Right. Yeah. Touch-ups routinely, probably every 3 to 6 weeks. That's okay. That's totally fine. Because you're really only coloring your natural roots when they come out. You might want to touch up the ends. They have different products and shampoos and conditioners that'll also help you make that color last longer. So those are always a good idea to check out when you're dyeing your hair red.
And we're talking about today is National Love Your Red Hair Day, Love Your Redheads Day. Is it more popular around the fall season that people want that vibrant red?
Yeah, it can be, yeah, because it gets into those, a lot of mahogany colors are very popular. coming into the fall season. They're very warm. It's a good warm feeling season. So a lot of people go with that in the fall.
All right, well, I want to thank both of you for being on the show today and educating us about that red hair. If you want to take copious notes on keeping your beautiful red hair shining this season and to see this interview again, you can head on over to yourcalifornialife.com.